So here we go. I want to go ahead and welcome you in, right? Welcome you into the Better You TV weekly video show. Leadership themed topics is what we discuss each time. I'm Angela Odom, and I help women progress in their careers and thrive in their social environments. Most women undervalue themselves, so I created a SOAR success system to help women get what they want. So it's a proven system that helps women show up with confidence, and that is, easy to say. Day to day, you're walking your walk, and there's people, for whatever reason, so many social dynamics that sometimes, are not here for you. Hey, Carrie, I see you, Carrie. And so I want to make sure you know what we're doing, right? We are focusing on you. Today's topic is the 6 things I learned from 6 people in 2019. Now, again, I've done this same post, article, that kind of thing. I did it 2018, 17, 16, and 15. Served in the greatest army on the planet for 27 years, 11 months, and 11 days. And so what I learned was that, just as this quote by Brian Herbert hit me like right in the gut, like, oh, I like that. The capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill, and the willingness to learn is a choice. So I'm pretty excited to share my 6 biggest lessons from 2019. Feel grateful. I feel grateful. I feel grateful. I feel grateful, 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 grateful for still being on the planet, right? Still being on the planet, still being here learning, still being able to serve others. I'm just grateful, and the opportunity to learn from circumstances and from other people, I believe, is yet another honor. So I'm going to share that with you, and I'm going to encourage you to do the same thing, is to look around your circumstances, the things that you have pushed your way through, some easily, and then some were a big challenge for you. And so who were the people that you actually learned from? Yours might be 2 people, 1 people, might be yourself, could be 100 people. I don't know. These are people that I have never met, and these are people that I have met. These are people who I've had close relationships with, and then these are people that, whatever, I might not ever. So we learn from a variety of circumstances by putting ourselves in different environments and by opening our mind. This one I'm showing you right here is a post that you can go to, on the internet, right? So you just put in 6 people I learned 6 things from in 2019, Angela Odom, and then guess what? It's going to pop right up for you. So for me, the first person, now I'm going to just tell you all the 6 people first, right? So Oprah Winfrey. And so for me, if you don't know, I am a Oprah Winfrey fan. Was able to attend her actually 4 different live events over the past 15 years, right? First one was in 2004 or 5 in the DC area. And then in 2014 in the Atlanta area, she was doing her Live Your Best Life tour. And then in 2019, I went on a 3-day girls cruise with Oprah and Gail. And then just recently here in 2 weekends ago, I went to see her on a wellness tour. She's doing that thing with Weight Watchers. And so I went again. And so each time the message is the same, or messages are the same. And it is based on where I am in my life as to what resonates with me and what action I take as a result of, being in that presence, in an environment where thousands of people show up with the intention of being better. That right there it just blows my mind, right? I love it. I love it. I love the energy of being around like-minded people. I love it. I love, love, love. So what I learned from Oprah, well, you know what? Let me just stop. So Oprah Winfrey, Michelle Obama. I have a close friend of mine, Lorie Fanning. and Dr. Joe Dispenza, Nancy Pelosi, and my favorite teenager. I learned from him also. And every year, actually, when I do this post, it just so happens that I learn something from him every year. And so I put that in there, right? And then 2020 is starting with a bang. Do have some new articles that would be of interest to people who are willing to learn. And I did a author spotlight on Dr. Chantrice Holloman. And that would be interesting for you to read. Her story is amazing. I was interviewed a few times in 2019, and the podcasts are available now. And so one was with Josiology. And so it just talked about authentic leadership. And then on Rebelpreneur Radio with Ralph Brogan. And this is an interview I talked about the SOAR success system, that is strategy, organize, accountability, and relationships. It's just a basic framework of how we get what we want, right? Then I did the Better You project recap, which blew my mind on how much time I actually spent doing fun things, great things that are not aligned with business development. So I have adjusted from there based on what I learned, right? So let's start. I just told you about Oprah. So the lesson I learned from Oprah is to have your own dreams. That's what I learned from Oprah. So how does that resonate with you, that particular lesson, have your own dreams? How does that resonate with you if you would put your, hey, Mo, I see you, good morning. How does that resonate with you, have your own dreams? She tells a story about being a little girl growing up in Mississippi, and her grandmother was putting clothes on the line, right? And so Oprah just turned 66. And so when you look at the time frame, that era when she was a little girl, so you look at that time frame. So our grandmother was hanging clothes on the line, right? Hanging up the clothes, putting with the clothespin. It was like a line, not a dryer like we have today, and a wash and dryer. Had a clothesline outside, and so she was hanging the clothes up, and she was showing Oprah how to do it. As a little girl, she was showing her how to do it so that she would be able to do that same type of work. And Oprah, in her mind, in her spirit, said, no, I ain't gonna be doing this. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's not going to be this. So you want to have your own dreams. And so that's the lesson I learned from Oprah is lots of people might tell you, convey to you what they think is best for you, what skills, capacity you have. They're going to do it based on their own limits, or they're going to do it based on, whatever reasons. But you can take in some of that stuff, but you want to just be able to block that mess out, some of it, right? And have your own dreams. And sometimes they are incredible and scary, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. They build a house one brick at a time. And so once you put that first brick down, it's down, and you learn how to do it. And then you put the next one down. But have your own dreams, right? And so that's what I learned from Oprah. And I just wonder, so what does that say about me, that's a part of all the things that Oprah Winfrey has built and done and endured and sacrificed and all these things that she's done, that this would resonate with me? I think it is. We see in others, what we want to be. And so that's where I am. So anyway, so I'm looking for your comments. Go ahead and comment, start a watch party, and let's go ahead and share this information with other folks, right? And so the second person I learned a lesson from in 2019 was Michelle Obama. So I was fortunate enough to get tickets for her tour, her book tour, Becoming. She wrote the book Becoming. It was an amazing, amazingly authentic book. Easy to read. For the most part. I still had to get out my thesaurus and look some words up because I was like, whoa, she's not dumbing this thing down at all, right? So I just, I was looking up the words like, oh yeah, now that I know what the word means, I like that. Her story of growing up in Chicago, um, in the apartment above her aunt's flat, right? With her mom, dad, and her brother. Tight-knit family, and they stressed education. Of course, she went on to marry Barack Obama, and she's very honest, and the things, the way she grew up, and checking off lists and all this kind of thing. And so one of the things that I learned from Michelle Obama, who I really respect, is adjusting your life course is the right course, right? So she grew up and she talks about checking lists. I'm gonna get me a Volvo. I'm gonna live in this certain type of place. I'm gonna get this type of education. I'm going to make this great. I'm going to marry. I'm gonna have a kid. I'm gonna do this. Just checking off the list of things based on expectations she had on herself and her mom and her dad. Really, from her stories, didn't push her or her brother to be certain types of people or to have certain types of jobs. It was just, you're going to go and get your education, and did all kind of things to support that. Mom, stay-at-home mom, and engaged in school and all that kind of stuff, making sure that they had opportunities, right? And so that was really, what do you say, impactful to me. Because you can start out one way and thinking, this is what I want. And then you're like, ooh, that's not what I want. That's not going to work for me. So so for me, just let me know what you think about that, adjusting your life course, being the right course. Like, it doesn't have to be one way or the other. Again, we're building a house, right? We're building a story. So it is one chapter at a time, one brick at a time for that house that we're building. So, we get caught up in what everybody else believes we should do, and then all the pressure we put on ourselves. And so we can actually turn this thing around. That's what I learned, right? And so I love that. And so for me, Oprah Winfrey, the lesson is have your own dreams. And then Michelle Obama, the lesson is adjusting your life's course is the right course. Besides, everybody has issues. And so whatever your issue is, it's okay. Adjust. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure you're, my words, be kind. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Be kind. But adjust your life course when you need to, and as often as you need to. Fall down, get back up. Fall down, get back up. Try it again. Try it a different way. Get some relationships that are different from where you are right now. Just keep figuring it out. Ask for help. That's what I do. Oh, I hear you, Mo. One chapter at a time works for me. Definitely, definitely, definitely. So Oprah Winfrey, Michelle Obama. And then Lorie Fanning, who I've known since I was, I think I might have been 23-ish. We met when we were both lieutenants, second lieutenants, which means entry-level officers in the Army. We met at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, all those years ago. And so we have, gotten to know one another very well over 30 plus years, 30 years, I guess, 31 years. So well that, I am godparent to her two daughters, and she is one of my son's godmothers, right? So the bottom line is I learned to discern whether people are your confidant, constituent, or comrade. And I heard this, this sermon from T.D. Jakes. I heard this sermon and I was just like, wow, there's so many different people, say this, they say this. What you want to do is, watch, and you want to look, and you want to actually watch out for that character. It's not about really, the person's skin, color, because we're so focused on someone being black, white, Hispanic, somebody from different countries or different parts of the country. So I am aware of the results of that. However, for me, I'm watching out for your character, and what I'm watching for what you do. And me too, I'm watching for what I do and how I treat people just as well, right? And it's focused on the three basic types of people that you would interact with if you are a child of destiny. That's the way he says it, right? The first group is a confidant. And he says that you will have very few confidants. These are people who will love you unconditionally, right? They love you in spite of, not because of. Those are my words, not his. That's whether you're up or down, right or wrong. They are into you. These are the people that will cheer when you win. These are the people who will stop when you if you're walking with these people and you have to stop and tie your shoe. These are the people who will stop right there with you. They're just like, okay, what you doing? Let's go. These are the people who will punch you in the face. Not really, but these are the people like, hey, that was crazy. What are you doing? These are the people that when you are in your depressive mode, they are the ones that will say, hey, let's go. Let's get up and get some air. They're the ones that notice that you're not there, right? So these are the people, your confidants. Your confidants are the people who are not judging you, whether you're in the jail cell or the crack house, the whole house, the White House, whatever it is. They are with you. They are for you. And so, you have a good confidant, and that's a good thing, right? They're they're for you. Like they're living their life, you're living yours. They're cheering for you. You're doing a high five for them. That's good. You're confidant. And then the second set of people is constituents. They are not into you. They are into what you are for, the things that you are for. That's how you all are aligned. That's how you interact. Like at this particular cross point, like you are for, like for me, I'm for social advocacy. And so I meet people who are also for social advocacy. And I meet people, these are people that are for what you are for. They're not necessarily into me as Angie Odom. They're into social advocacy. And so constituents, as long as you're for what they are for, then they'll walk with you, work with you, labor with you, but never think they are for you. The constituents, right? That is so interesting to me. I thought that was just amazing. So when he was saying it, I was on YouTube. I watched it. And I was like, yeah, I get that. And so that means that I'm the same way. I have people that I am a constituent for. I'm for the things they are for, right? And then they are throughout your life, particularly if you are broken, you mistake your constituent for your confidant. And you don't want to do that. You'll think that they are for you when they are simply for what you are for. And by the time you get through falling in love with them, they break up or they break your heart as they hook up with someone else because that other person is doing the same. That's for whatever new cause they are for. And so they were never with you. They were for what you were for. It was amazing the way he put it, right? So that was the confidant, constituent, and then the comrade. The comrade. Comrades are people, these people are not for you. They are not for what you are for. They are against what you are against. So the comrades will make strange bedfellows. They will cause people to come together who are not for you, not for what you are for, but they are against what you are against. Like I'm against smoking or any of those products that are advertising, marketing to kids, promoting smoking in any form. I'm against that. So there are people that align with those same beliefs and would take the same types of action because I'm against those types of things, right? And so they come into your life for a purpose, to fulfill a purpose. But when the purpose is complete, the scaffolding is removed. Don't be upset. That's what T.D. Jakes is saying, right? Don't be upset when the scaffolding is removed, because the building always remains. You want to expect your constituents and your comrades to leave you. After a while, the people that are against what you are against or for what you are for, they're going to go on to something different because they are not for you, right? They're not for you. So I think that is a great lesson to learn. So just be aware of the people that are in your life and the different types of. And so that's what I learned from my everything friend, Lorie Fanning, is that we want to discern whether people are your confidant, constituent, or comrade. And of course, these are terms that based on the sermon of T.D. Jakes. I love it. I love it. And so for me, it's like fresh eyes, being aware. So that's a great lesson. How does that actually resonate with you? I'm going to pause for a minute so you can just take that all in, right? And so we're going to hurry up and go to the next three. But I just love. And I see you, Mo. He says, I have my own dreams, goals. I love that. Yes. So by the way, I'm on a mission, me, Angie Odom, Angela M. Odom. Select me as a speaker. I'll give you 100% effort customizing my presentation for your organization's specific needs. My intent is to serve as your guide as I facilitate and meet and exceed the goal for your event. So let me know when you want me to show up, right? It's a paid event, by the way. So Dr. Joe Dispenza, number four, Dr. Joe Dispenza. God, I met someone who turned me on to Dr. Joe Dispenza. And basically he advocates for being able to disrupt your patterns, your habits, your thoughts. He wants you to meditate, right? To actually just have time to think. And so in this, always just busy, not so productive. I got so much going on. I'm piling it on kind of thing. He just focuses on meditation. I think it's a basic thing. He does a lot of trainings. This guy is, he is educated, smart, intelligent. He's a rock star. So I encourage you to look him up and see if that actually resonates. But anyway, so what I learned from Dr. Joe Dispenza is the best way to predict your future is to create it, right? And so we're doing the same things every day. We're with the same people every day. We have the same routines every day. We have the same reactions to circumstances in our environments every day. If we don't disrupt those at some point, then we will experience the same things, the patterns over and over again. And so when I heard him say that, I was like, oh, that's right. So the best way to predict your future is to create it. So change it, right? Change it up, right? And then Nancy Pelosi, who is the third most powerful person politically in our world, the Speaker of the House right now. So what I learned from Nancy Pelosi, in the midst of all the political back and forth, divisiveness, I learned from her is that you can't intimidate a focused person. You can't intimidate a focused person. It's just like, bam. It's like you might be looking at a kitty cat, what you think is a kitty cat, and the kitty cat sees themselves as a lion, baby. So you can't intimidate a focused person. That's what I learned from Nancy Pelosi. And then my favorite teenager, I learned from my favorite teenager to trust the process. So I've been pouring into this guy, this young man for the last 14 years, and being afraid that somehow he's going to be, not equipped to do what he needs to do to progress in life. And what I learned from him over the last 12 months is to trust the process. He is a separate person from me. And so I am teaching self-efficacy and not so much, being so concerned about his esteem. His esteem is off the charts. It's just that he doesn't behave the way I want him to. And I think that's just the way teenage life goes. I don't know that he's not doing anything wrong, terrible, horrible. And at one point I had gotten myself into a pattern of being like, you do this like exactly the way I wanted him to do it. Then I had to take a look and see, whoa, the results are still the same even when he does it himself. I want him to learn how to think for himself, fall down, get back up for himself. And so what I learned in 2019 is to trust the process. That's what I learned in 2019. And I just share with you 6 things I learned from 6 people in 2019. And I did the same thing in 2015, 16, 17, 18. So once you're on this site, you can just, you click there and go back and read this. I'll just go to AngelaOdom.com and look at the blog, right? How's your 2020 going? And is there any particular things that you learned that you're like, I've got this, right? Or is there any people that you learned from specifically that you want to make sure that you capture that lesson? You want to capture that lesson. I have an event coming up. I'm partnering with She Leads 365. It is an organization that is focused on helping women. So Cynthia Patton is a U.S. Army veteran. She does seminars all over the country, and she has asked me to partner with her on this next event. And we're going to be in Marietta on Marietta, Georgia. We're going to start the day off, at the Mansour Center. It's 995 Roswell Street. You just go to Eventbrite and put in She Leads 365 Women in Leadership Marietta tickets, and go right away. I want to be there to share the SOAR success system with you, and I want to just pause for a second and make sure that I am rooting for you, right? I'm rooting for you, and I look forward to hearing how your 2020 is going and the lessons that you've learned over the past year now. So then at that point, we push those to the side, stop looking back, right? We stop looking back and we start looking forward, because we're going. That football game the other night, the Super Bowl, and they gain some yards, and then you see some of the players do like that. That means we're going forward. We're going into the end zone, baby. We're going to get some points. We're going to make some things happen. We're going to increase. That's what we're doing, right? And so I'm rooting for you. I'm looking for you to be the hero of your own personal story. And I'm here to help you with that. AngelaOdom.com. Go to AngelaOdom.com. Okay, with that said, this has been yet another amazing episode of Better You TV. This is episode 56. I get excited every time with this. So with that, you have a great day, and I look forward to learning from you. Okay, have a great day, and may the good Lord continue to bless you and yours.